What up, everybody? Welcome to the Off the Menu podcast. This is episode 132. And I'm here with my brother, Tay.
Hello, everyone.
And we got two very, very special guest guys. We got Michael and Devin, 2/3 of Cleo, Adara, music trio. We are talking about their next upcoming project. We got Digital Blue on March 7th. We got some go-getters, big steppers. We going crazy. Ooh, shoot. Ooh. Hell yeah. Switch up the intro.
Yeah, there
that
we go.
intro was fucking horny. Wow.
Really? Did I make you horny?
Well,
That's tight, dude. Thank you. That's tight. Yeah.
That was good. That was a good intro.
that was a very horny intro.
When we started, was it horny because I like went a little low, a little bit, just a little bit?
You just got it locked in. It's just dialed.
Well, because I had to, because right when it starts, I always scramble. I'm like, oh yeah, actually it's happening, and I'm the one that has to say something. So
Yeah. Type shit.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 132 Off the Menu podcast. We're glad to be here. And of course, we don't have P here for today.
Give him a break.
We're going to give him a break before he gets another break before he goes to Thailand. You know what I mean?
Wait, that's next month.
break.
Too.
That's next month. Yeah, he's going on
Yeah.
a big break.
Shaved his head and everything.
Lady boys and baldness. That's all he's going to know from Thailand.
So if you guys don't know, like P's going to Thailand next month, and the ironic thing, he's going for like his parents and go be like a Buddhist and a monk for like a couple weeks. But then we all know he's going to get hand jobs right after that. So it's like it's ruined. It's like,
Very horny episode already, huh?
Damn. Let's just talk about sex.
that's just the thought. That's it.
That's crazy. That's wild though. I've been hearing a lot about Thailand recently. It seems like it's like getting more, what do you call it? Popular.
It is very popular right now amongst the passport bros.
It
That's
really
what all
is.
the content is right now.
I mean, it's always kind of been a little popular.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're like reaching the age too, like more and more of our friends are going.
Yeah.
I have not been. I was actually supposed to go this year, but I couldn't. So it's fucking, apparently it's tight.
yeah.
Yeah.
But as you can tell, we have a previous guest that's been on here. Devin, how you been?
Yeah.
I've been chilling, living life.
Living life.
Yeah, just I don't know, working on shit. Obviously.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
We're here introducing a new group that you guys have built together, right? You and Michael, Cleo, Adara. If you guys don't remember, Devin is in a group, Club Mungo, as well.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys go check all that music out.
I actually didn't know that until today.
That I'm 1/5.
Yeah. Cool. I was like, oh, I know they know them, but I was like, oh wait, this guy's in it. Okay, cool. And then we met before.
Yeah. No, I'm just under a rock, man. I just I don't know.
Making good music under that rock, dude.
I can't say anything.
Yes, he has.
Can't say anything. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know.
He knows what he's doing for sure.
But I had a lot of free time during that. And now we're here.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's introduce the group then. What is Cleo Adara?
Cleo Adara is, it started off as just something that him and I wanted to do. We were, him and Club Mungo were making their first album, Lodestar. I was working on like the start of just trying to discover what I wanted to do with music in the same studio as them. Darian and Dimitri, they had their studio, and I was had access to that as well. So I got to hear a lot of that. Me and him would talk about things we wanted to do together, kind of on the side. I had some beats that I had that he hopped on, Club Mungo as well, but never really it was tough at the time. I didn't know what to do with it, how to be an artist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was still worrying too much about what people would thought of me and stuff.
Same.
More so now, it's like I know exactly who I am, what I want to do. So I just do what I can to live in that. But Cleo Adara, I like to think of it as just it's a lot of things. But right now it's really really early. We have our first album, full album coming out March 7th. I like to think of it as like a reflection, a mirror to society. People, I've dealt with a lot of trauma and things like that, drug addiction and stuff. So I put I'm in recovery. I've put all of that energy into the music and stuff. So that's my whole life.
For you, man. Hell
Thank
yeah.
you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. I would know it's a tough journey.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you were able to translate it into your music now and put all that energy and then it does show in the music. We'll get more into the album, but you can really tell in the music the high energy, the differences in tones and everything. It kind of built up. In a way, it reminded me of like Y2K, like JDM style fighting games, music, and like Midnight Club. Like I felt like that first right when it hit, I felt like I was racing.
I was thinking like Tekken, dude. I was like, oh my god, this is because the way that we listened to it, we just listened to it straight through. Like how long is it? Like 30 minutes?
26 minutes.
26 minutes?
20, yeah.
Yeah. Like just listening to it straight through was such an experience because I was like, it feels like we're listening to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It was, I think around 5 months ago, we had like most of this music done for it. And I was still trying to figure out like, I needed to be fleshed out more. I need to do more with it. So I just went online and found what was it? Royalty-free sounds, sound effects and things. And I just put together scenes, horror scenes. There's 4 scenes that I made audio throughout the album that plays. They were just standalone like tracks. And it's just, it starts off with like 2 people walking into like an area. It's pretty vague. It doesn't really tell much of a story, but it's just like environment, sound and stuff. But it's like 2 characters are walking into an area. They hear some creepy stuff, demonic shit, you know. So they start getting their guns ready and they start walking towards it. And then music cuts in. And then throughout the album, as it plays through, it goes back to these characters, whatever they're doing, different scenes, environments. There's not really any dialogue. I was like limited with just using free stuff, doing what I could. At this time when I was making this stuff, I didn't have a mic, so I couldn't do any like audio on my own. But I put together sounds through just like one shots and just like audio sound effects, putting these scenes together. It was cool. It was really fun. I
was wondering how you did the sound, or like just like for anybody that hasn't listened to it yet, it's like,
no one's listened to it yet.
No one's listened to it yet.
March 7th.
Free access. But it's just like
early access.
It feels like how do you even say it? It's like it's not just like the sound effect, but it actually feels like somebody's like playing it out in the song. Yeah. And then on top of the lyrics and everything too, it's just kind of like I was just sitting there. I was honest. I was working at the same time, and I was listening to it. I was just like, I'm not doing shit right now.
Nice.
That Red Bull kicked in.
The Red Bull kicked in, man. It's going crazy.
Locked and loaded.
I made sure because he listened to it when you first sent it. And I was like, hey, make sure you check this out. We're gonna have them on soon. And then I listened to it again today, and I said, hey, make sure you listen to it again before we go in today. And then I was like, damn,
yo, what the fuck?
He's like, I was like, man, he probably feels the same way I feel right now.
And when we saw each other, we're like, yeah, we definitely did, because it was like, if anybody we listen to a lot of different like albums every year, right? But this was like kind of the first album, or one of the few albums of the last year that I listened to that I actually like sat there and I can visualize every minute of what I was listening to. Yeah. Which the only other album that was able to do that was like 2 Stars in the Dream Police by McGee. Have you guys listened to that one?
Yeah, I love that shit.
That was the last, and that's my favorite album of the year. Yeah. So when I listened to this one, I'm sure it was the same for you. Like when you sit there, you lock in and you're like, oh, this shit is different. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I said, it really felt like the opening scene of Blade when they're walking into that club, and then you hear like the European techno, and like so it really felt like it pulls you in, and then it goes from one song to another, and it takes you on another journey.
Mm-hmm. It was really familiar too. Mm-hmm. It's very different from anything that I've heard in recent, but then it had like a lot of like what he said, like the techno notes, almost like EDM notes, but it wasn't just that. It had like metalcore in there, like a little bit like underground. And it definitely reminded me of like Blade in the club scene, and then like Tekken. And it has really good flow because it has like intense moments, but there's really like beautiful moments at the end where it kind of like it's melodic still. It still kind of has like a groove to it, which I really like. So it's not just too. The word I'm thinking is like industrial almost. Yeah.
It's a lot of different things, a lot of different styles. I've always like growing up. My parents, they listened to all kinds of different things. My whole family. So growing up, I started with guitar and stuff. So I wasn't sure like. As I got older, the kind of music that I wanted to express myself with became like. It was hard because it was just like society. It always seemed like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it didn't seem like it was possible to be in society and have time to do all these different things. But, as I get into it, it's like, okay, this is what it is. I have time for this stuff. But I want, like, Cleo Adara is like the main kind of thing for me. Like my main domain, you know, it's where I put all my work in. That's where I try to work exclusively as. I do music like a solo project, but that I consider that like the side thing. Cleo Adara is like my my main thing. I forgot what I was going on about. What I was my point. What I was gonna say.
We're hopping around everywhere too. I'm getting lost because I'm trying to explain my thought process, but at the same time, everything's very, very fresh. But I do want to ask you guys, like from the beginning, you're doing stuff with Club Mongo.
Yeah.
Like, was Cleo Adara kind of like just something that magically happened, where you guys was like pondering it for a long time? Like, how did it come about?
Well, I mean, like even like you said, like we all came out of the basement, like the same basement. Like that's what we called our studio.
Yeah.
Back at the old spot, it was called the basement. And it was the same like studio setup that we shared together, Club Mongo and your stuff. But I don't know. It's not that. What am I trying to say? It's not that it was not gonna happen, I guess, because we were all like just down there, and like we all liked collaborating with each other and doing different things. Like even our song Beacon is like his beat.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like that's where that like aggressive song came from.
Okay, that's why it's like very similar.
Yeah, like the idea of that kind of burst like me making more music with him, because like Club Mongo boys, like they love that shit, but it's harder for me to like express like that kind of energy in Club Mongo stuff. Not that I can't do that, because like obviously there's like, you know, whatever's gonna happen, but with him it was a different kind of outlet, like a way of making just music was different. So it just always collaborative, but it kind of came naturally. It definitely came naturally.
Yeah.
Like, just working with him. Cause I fuck with like The Garden and Death Grips and like all that kind of type of music and stuff. So like for me to like hear his influence and kind of merge them together was more of like where that was birthed a little bit for me. It was just like, different styles, and just me and him like kind of enjoying that.
It's nice to know that you guys kind of had like the upbringing with the music, you know, being in the basement and then really being able to collaborate and like pick off each other, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I didn't know that you did Beacon. That's fire as fuck, because Beacon was like one of the first songs I heard. Because at first everything was like mellow. Like when you listen to Club Mongo, and a lot of the first few songs are like, kind of like, okay, cool, they're chill. Like they have all these freaking very aesthetic fucking music videos going down like the freeway and like whatever, right? It's all calm, or riding your guys' bikes and shit. And then Beacon just really, it's all red, fucking flashing lights, fucking everything. And then and then you kind of, so like listening to the album now, I was like, okay, I hear bits and pieces of it from just the production itself.
It's a really good production. I'm like, applaud to you guys. I was like, dude,
Not even me, that's him.
These people live here? Like, what the fuck, dude? That's crazy. Oh, yeah, and your guys' other member lives in Seattle. Is that correct?
Yeah, Washington, yes. Correct.
Yep, shout outs. And then one thing I was wondering, actually, I literally had a brain fart. I hate it when this happens. Working through it. Hold on.
While you're farting, for the viewers, who are you and what do you do?
That's a bunch of
Me.
That's a good question.
My name is Michael. I go as Decay. My like producer name. I'm an artist. That's what I like to do. I like to express myself in do music right now, but I want to do many different things.
Yeah. And Devin, for the viewers, once again, let's give them a little update. Who are you and what do you do?
Devin Summer, I'm a double-edged sword. No, I'm just playing. Devin Summer, I don't know. Musician, artist, collaborator.
Go-getter, big stepper.
Going crazy.
I don't know. It's pretty simple.
Devin
I
Summer,
don't try
that's a badass name. You already sound like a celebrity, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right
I
there.
appreciate that.
You're already there.
My ego. No, that's
Stop
funny.
winking his ego, dude. Come on.
I
It's a
do
horny
that
episode.
I do that to every guest, man.
I already said this.
Oh yeah, it's a
He
horny
loves it.
episode. I love a horny episode. It's just because it brings good energy, man. It's just like it's open. Okay, I remember my question now. And so you do all the vocals on the latest album?
All of them?
Do you do all of them? No,
We both do.
We both
you both do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear the
We have
difference.
like
You can-
Yeah.
we have like similar tone, I guess. But he's more of like the
Yeah.
I'm more of like the yout.
Oh yeah, well that's the
Yo.
thing. That's the thing too, because when you first started listening, like the vocals kind of hang out in the back a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, 100%.
So and then like I'm like, okay, I get the sound, but you guys like switch it up because at first like it starts a little hardcore, but then you have like somebody going like in the like later in the album. So I was like, damn, these guys are really versatile. So it's just like. I guess my question is just like, how do you guys kind of like find that balance between the two? Because it's very different genres.
I have something to say real quick. What's funny is because like I didn't do any of the singing on this album. It's like the song that
Really?
you hear that was him. Like that's why it's funny, just because like you'd think because of like the other band background, like Club Mungo shit, like I'd be the cutesy like like you know that's not me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do that at all on this album. Totally him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the balance is there. Like I get scared of hurting my voice like really bad when I do like do the screaming stuff. And a lot of like I try my hardest, but I'm also just not like talented in like that scream setting. But like I'll rap hard, I guess, and try to like let that out. But the balance came naturally. I don't know, because you just have like your own style. You know?
Yeah. The what was your question again? Run it by me one more time.
Bro, I don't even know.
It was how did you guys find the balance
Oh,
between
the balance.
Exactly.
So like because I heard it and I can tell which parts were Devin and then when it wasn't him. So because I didn't know who you were at first until the episode, and so I knew which parts weren't Devin, and I was like, oh okay. So because Devin's always had this thing about him that's very distinct, even with Club Mungo, is that he's aggressive in certain parts of songs. Like he'll just come out of calm, but then he picks everything up, and you can hear it in the tonality when he's switching back and forth.
Yeah, that's true. We have when it came to making the album and all the different like energies, I guess we had like just a couple songs, like to start off with, and then we would record on them. We knew we wanted to make music for Cleo, but we weren't sure, so we were just gathering tracks, trying to gather like what just get things together to choose from that we wanted Cleo to be.
Yeah.
And then eventually things just started making more things, and then we was able to piece together a little album. Throughout, like, I remember last year around this time, I wanted it to be different, but as like time went on, the image of what I like wanted it to be started coming clearer. And right now it's just us three, but we've considered opening the doors to like 2 other members. But like right now, it's just kind of us two. Like for like the live situation, it's just us two with our mics. But we have an album release show we're trying to figure out, and have my buddy Ian play drums with us. But for like as its full potential, Cleo Adara, it's going to be us up there, a drummer, and then Ovarian Annihilation, the other our other member. She her name's Tanis. She'll have like a launch pad, sequencers, things like that.
Oh, okay.
And, we have like our drum kit will probably be like a hybrid kit, acoustic and electric pieces. Just put it together. You know, you've heard like the music, and just all kinds of stuff to just hands on play around with. Have like
I really want to hear that live.
Yeah.
So
we all
sick.
kind of have like our roles in the band a little bit. Like it just as any band kind of does. Yeah. Right. Like how you were saying at the beginning, it started off with like a few songs, but we didn't. How do you explain that? Because we had an EP before like the main album.
Yeah.
that we're doing
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't. It wasn't hitting right. It didn't like fit the bill. I think that's why like we kind of had to figure out more of how we were gonna like how you like the whole question in general, the balance, because we knew we wanted to have a specific, like we had a specific vision. I think especially just for the album, how it's kind of like the POV, like kind of like sci-fi shooter shit. You know,
Yeah,
like,
the gunshots and there.
yeah, and like the
yeah.
aliens and shit. Like I don't know, like or at least that's how I paint the picture. Because
No, that's exactly what I was imagining. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, long story short, we kind of all have like our own like roles in the band, and I think it's not necessarily a forced thing more than it is natural. Because for me, it all just kind of like happened once we figured out we did want to have more of like an aggressive style. I guess.
Which is surprising that you guys are like picking and choosing songs, because to me it sounds just like you guys like we make one scene, we go to the next scene, we go to the next scene. I feel like it's very well thought out.
So we had all the songs that we had, all the songs that are on the album. I think there's like 10, and then there's 4 standalones, just audio. Mm-hmm. The 10 tracks we had, they were the ones I had sitting there, and I wanted it to be more. So I made that audio, and then made some other ambience just around it, piece the tracks together, tried to give it a story, make it make sense a little more. Mm-hmm.
We also
with
lived
just the
far apart from each other was another hard thing about recording.
I live out in Ogden. He's out.
Salt Lake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like yeah.
In Utah terms, that's like a fucking different state. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Dude, I have out-of-state homies be like, that's like 30 minutes. I'm like, nah, like, you don't understand. Like, it's 30 minutes on a highway the whole way there. Like, it's different.
Yeah.
Like, that is far.
No, I used to live in Ogden too, so I know what, because I would come visit the homies all the time, but nobody would come and visit my ass.
Yeah.
So I was just like
Type
stuck
shit.
up there.
Serious,
And
like bones.
Yep.
Yeah.
yep.
That was
It
a
is.
hard part about kind of getting the album together in the first place, was just because we would make these songs and the songs would be like there, but we still like, I don't know, there wasn't like the communication of always being with each other and being able to like kind of like mold an idea. So it did happen over time. And over that time we'd grow and want to do something different. So it was always like there was new things that we wanted to bring to the table with the album as well.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, made it really, really complicated for a moment.
How long did that like the process take, kind of generally from start to end product?
Start to finish, like, do you mean like from like in studio time, or like how many months?
I'm gonna say, like, let's say how many months?
How many months?
Yeah.
Damn.
5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
Yeah. That's actually still pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah, for at least 10 tracks, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about average what people are doing now. You know, it's like you guys are able to pick up a sound, first of all, put it together, and you have someone from out of state working on the project with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And also you guys are 30 minutes apart, so it's not as cohesive, but you guys were able to mesh it all together eventually, right? So that's why the project is coming out.
Well, we made a post too, like the album announcement post on our Instagram or whatever. That picture that we used on the second slide was like a video call that we had to do when we were like actually finalizing the album, being like, hey, like this is what we want on it, like this is how it's gonna be. But like we're all just kind of like, I'm in his place because I finally like got there, and then Tanis is on the phone. I don't know, funny photo, but that's kind of just like how the process, when I think back on it, felt, you know, kind of very DIY, very like making it work, I guess.
Yeah.
But it goes to show, though, what you guys can do, you know, without people out there understanding, like, distance doesn't really matter. You know, it really, if you really want to do something, you guys can really do something and collaborate with people. Don't hold yourself to one place, right?
Yeah.
And you guys were able to, even being 30 minutes apart, it's still hard to do that kind of stuff, especially with everyone having regular day lives and
work and
you know
things
everything,
like that.
right? So it is hard to just meet up and try to be constant with it. So congratulations on like putting this, you know, beautiful work of art together.
Thank you.
And then, you know, I'm pretty sure all those long nights and trying to get stuff together and all the calls.
Oh,
Yeah.
I spent like, so that last night that we had, like that day that we put an album together, like, we were making notes and stuff for what we wanted to do. Tanis was sending us a bunch of her stems, and I was using those, putting them together throughout the album and stuff. But that's how her and I worked. She would send me stuff, I would work on it. But this, like, trying to put together the whole thing, there was some nights I didn't sleep, and I would like have to go to work the next day.
Oh man, you're
And
dedicated, dude.
Man, I was.
I don't know how many fucking 5 a.m. texts I'd have. Like, yo, I sent you an email. Like, can you listen to this? I'm like, bro,
That's sick.
like that's real.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
literally real.
I had like crashed out at one place I lived at. I was staying at because I was up so late, and I was just like losing my mind over this album, just like trying to just, you know, it's my whole life.
Yeah.
The Cleo, Adara, music, all this stuff.
Life of the artist, dude.
Yeah. It was it happened like twice where I just had like a breakdown. I was just, I don't know what to do. Just overwhelmed at everything, life. And it was just, I like to put like energy, just day-to-day troubles and shit. Everything just that pertains to life, my life. All that energy, I just put it back into the sound when I can. But then sometimes I don't have it in me to create anything.
Yeah.
And it's not all the time am I able to just be on there and just constantly make stuff. There's times where I'll go like a couple months without making things.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's
I feel you, man.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's all in the creative process, though. You know, everyone goes through this roller coaster of being creative. You know, like we don't really design as much as we used to. Like we did clothing. That was the whole point of us doing this podcast, was to promote our clothing, and now we don't really do anything. You know, and a lot comes with it though, because it kind of just breaks things down. It's like, where do you want to really focus at this point in time, right? Like, do you want to focus more on this, or do you want to focus more on the clothing, or like, you know, you kind of have to juggle in. Work-life balance is really a real thing, you know, like trying to figure all that stuff out, right?
Even like interests too, because we're in that mode right now. Like, I've been through it before, and I was also having a really, really hard time with it. Like, what was it, early last year? Yeah, early last year. And I think now you just kind of come to terms with having that feeling of like, oh, I'm just like unmotivated, or I feel like it's not coming out.
Yeah.
I've been a lot better this last year, at least in accepting it. I'm just like, it's not there, but you can still engage with it. So I totally get you like that. But that feeling initially is fucking frustrating, especially when you have this idea in mind and you want to kind of like make it, instead of a conception, just make it real. And then when it's like, when you're at that like bump in the road, it's fucking frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
That's
like,
tough.
if anyone had the ability to sit in your mind while you're going through this kind of stuff, like, I'm fucking crashing out, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And you're just talking to yourself. You're sitting in your own head. You can't tell the next person next to you, like, fucking crashing out for real.
Yeah.
And
It's
then-
really hard to. Yeah.
But, you know,
Seriously.
and it is, at the end of the day, results is what matters, right? So you were able to put everything together and really get through it. And then now when you guys work on your next project, you guys will be like, you know what, I know what I need to work on and prepare myself, because a lot of it's a mental, physical battle,
Yeah.
right? And you're having to do this battle by yourself. As much as there's a team and a group, no one's doing the work that you need to do for the group,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's always going to be an uphill battle, but I'm happy that you guys are sitting here with us and like really going over this, because people need to hear this stuff. Like, people always see the glitz and glamour of everything. But no one gets to see the behind the scenes results that had built up to this moment.
Yeah.
Freaking banging your head against the freaking desk and shit, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
there.
A big thing that I learned is I struggled a lot with like what I wanted to be, who I wanted to be in life, and then just existential dread and stuff like that. And with the music stuff, I really just lock in that with like what are the words I'm looking for? It's like
I love it. Like, I literally, sorry, my fault. Like, I love warehouse shit. I'm calling them out. This is the moment and the point, bro. I love
'em know.
this vibe.
Yeah, we're in a
Like,
warehouse.
I love
working.
it.
It makes me way more comfortable that you liked it. So I was like, anything that we hear, I think. you
No,
should
it
do
adds
it,
to like, it's literally like, are you saying like the vibe of this shit? Yeah, my fault, bro.
No, it's okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, no worries. I forgot what I was talking about.
You're just saying you just struggle with who you wanted to be.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so it's like finding appreciation in life, enjoying like being happy, searching for happiness. What makes you happy? It's like, I don't know. I just a day at a time is what I try to do, and it's just I enjoy. I'm alive. I'm here right now. This is it. Like, this is, you know.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I'm alive. It's cool.
Learning how to embrace those moments too, because those little moments when will outshine any negative thought in your head.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to maneuver around it, because you know, negativity will shroud anything. But once you get that little dim light, you got to hold on to that light. No matter where you're at in life, you got to remember that spot in that life, because like having those nostalgic moments will help get you through anything.
Absolutely. That's your torch. That's what you know. That's how you get through.
And
That's
then you
how
got to
navigate.
keep building that torch. That flame will just keep getting bigger and bigger, as long as you're not going to put it out yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So for the music though, like, where did you find inspiration? Like, were you always musically inclined? Did you want to do something like this when you were growing up, or when did that transition happen?
I always felt drawn to music. I always like listened to it. Growing up, I remember I was like 4 or 5 years old. I have an older brother, he's a half brother. I'll fuck him. Piece of shit.
That's
Let them know.
Yeah, he had a guitar. I would play on his guitar. I'm left-handed though, so I'm not like.
Oh, shoot.
But yeah, I would always play around on his guitar growing up, and then got my own at like 10. I remember, I think 4 years old, 4 or 5 as well. I had a Green Day CD, It was their live CD 2001. I forgot what where they were playing at, but
Dude.
I would watch this like 12 times a day, something like that. I would just watch it on repeat on loop, and that's all I would like consume is just this live footage of Green Day playing, and I would like it was cool. It was just like it gave me. That was my drive. That was what made me happy. And then that happiness that I got from that, I carried that throughout my life. As I got older, I always wanted to make music, but I didn't get into production until like 2019. And when I discovered that, it was like, oh, this is what I've been searching for my whole life. Yeah. This is the thing. You know, I'm not just like a guitarist or a drummer or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, I like to compose all kinds of different things.
Mm-hmm. So you're just playing acoustic guitar for years before then?
Acoustic, electric, yeah.
Yeah. Before jumping on to any like software?
Before I touched production, I'd already like played on some drums and bass guitar as well.
Gotcha.
Vocals. I grew up with a lot of metalcore, stuff like that. I was a Black Little Brides kid when I was younger, and then got into Asking Alexandria, and then just down the line, all the stuff. And then by high school, I was like, I got into really heavy into like hardcore and deathcore stuff. Really deep. That was just like, I loved it. It was driving.
Yeah.
I was never without headphones or earphones. Ever. And still today, dude, I can't, if I lose my earphones, I'm gonna crash out.
Dude, yeah, I think, I don't know if that's like our generational thing, because it's the same for us. Yeah.
I'm very autistic in a way where like I literally told my boss, because she always asks me, she goes, why do you always have your headphones on? You know, like you don't want to listen to, you know, if you're working at a call center, you would think that you would just be focused on the one ear, right? Because that's where the calls are coming in. No, I got this side going on. I'm Frank Ocean telling me what's up. And then it's just going on all day, 8 hours a day. And my headphones are on. And then one day I made that comment. I was like, yeah, it's like very autistic of me to like just always wear my headphones. And then my boss, she looked at me, she goes, did you really just say that at work?
We all said that.
That's
but it's true though. But it's like at peace, it brings like like if I'm not listening to
yeah.
something, I'm really just stuck in my own thoughts, and that's really like that's where my battles begin. You know, like having to keep finding those battles without thinking about something. So I like to listen to other people talk about stuff and try to chime in on their conversations or think how I would be if I was in that conversation with them. Or music, you know, listen to music all the time and or like rewatch old things, like how you like 2001 Green Day. I always go and rewatch the Linkin Park Jay-Z Collision Course.
Oh,
I had the
that
live.
I had that too.
I had the live version because it came with, so it had a DVD and it came with a CD.
I had the same thing. It
And-
broke though.
I actually still have mine.
I wish I had mine. Oh my god.
Yeah, but you know, it's just like little things like that. You can pick with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I had there was one on YouTube I watched when I was a little older. I forgot what it was. I haven't been able to find it in years, but it was like a Slipknot one that I liked. Same idea, you know, this live thing. But those are always cool. And as I got older too, I watched a lot of just live footage
Yeah.
of just bands. I enjoy it. I love watching just bands play and just people throw down. It's cool. Just watching a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys did a recent live show, right? Last year, towards the end of the year.
For Cleo, we've done
Yeah.
We played a couple.
Yeah, we've played a couple. Fuck it. Yeah, we've been what do you call it? Reoccurring guest at this thing called Backyard at Dave's house. We've been at that, but we officially did like a full Cleo set. If that's the one I think you're referencing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the picture on your IG.
Yeah. That was like
Okay,
that's
okay.
like our big annual show that we like fucking doing or whatever. Who knows? We'll be back now, but
Yeah.
because we've done it so many times. But like we said earlier, we're kind of like working on like album release shows and kind of being more out there. Because we played a few. Yeah, I don't know why I'm answering the question so stupid.
No, you're fine.
We
fine.
played a few.
No one's
yeah,
stupider. The answer is stupider than I do. So it's like,
Stupider.
you guys are same. You guys are safe.
There's
Very safe.
There's one that there's the album release one we want to do, like the album show, and then there's one we have. I don't know, like it's at Liquid Joe's. I don't know if I can say the artist name. I don't know, like how much like with the promoter. I don't know. What
Yeah.
Just say it, bro. Just
No. I'm gonna go in and cut stuff again. I don't like editing.
It's really cool. I'm really looking forward to it because it'll be like the biggest spot that I ever played. So
Yeah.
it'll be a cool
Nice.
experience just to try that out. We did a show at Black Lung Society in Ogden with I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like a wrestling crew. The Luca Project, I think.
I think it's like Luncha or something, or like Lancha or
Luncha?
something.
I don't know how to pronounce it, and I feel bad for not being able to pronounce it right. But
It looks
they're,
like lunch with an A,
lunch with the A.
or like
Yeah.
launch with an A or something.
They
I don't know.
Yeah, they're really cool. They Black Lung hit us up to they needed like to fill a spot for an artist. They've been doing like they'll do like wrestling events around Utah and with like a couple bands, different styles and stuff.
They'll be fucking throwing each other on chairs
While you
while
guys are
music
playing
is playing and
That's
shit.
sick.
It's so fucking sick.
And that's in Ogden?
They did that. I think,
At Black Lung, dude.
Yeah.
well, no,
Yeah.
they did like the music.
They'll
and
do
the
them
wrestling.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, they'll do the music separately, but like I think they had.
There was
I don't know.
there was one they did. I think there was like a clip they had online. I think where it was like they had a band playing while they had the wrestling going down.
Dude.
But it was yeah,
We
when they
pulled
played
up in
it
that
was
bitch, bro. I was like, they were setting up a ring, like a literal wrestling ring.
yeah, they had a
I
whole
was like-
ring in there. It was
Because when he told me about it, he was like, "Yeah, they're gonna be fighting and stuff." I was like, "Just on the floor, like, like I was like, okay, like that's cool and all, but like whatever." I pull up and they're setting up a fucking ring, like a real one, and I'm like, the fucking ceiling is like 7 feet high. Like I was like, how is
can,
this
like,
even
throw
gonna
somebody, hit
Yeah,
the
I was like, how is
ceiling.
this even gonna work? And then just lo and behold, yeah, they set up a fucking wrestling ring.
They made it happen.
And then
It was
yeah,
cool.
they made it happen, and yeah, they were like grabbing the people in the crowd, and it was nuts. It
That's
was
good.
Yeah, they had
I
a
was
bit of
like,
crowd
wow.
interaction. It was nice.
Yeah, super crazy crowd interaction. But they were like doing the chair thing with people's heads, and the thing was denting. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I was smiling the whole time because like I kind of have like somewhat of like a brief moment in my life where I fucked with wrestling. Like
Me
that.
too.
It's okay. All of us.
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
All of us
yeah,
did.
yeah. Like everyone always had like the
Oh,
big
yeah.
fucking belt. Like, but yeah, no. So I'm like, that was crazy. Like I was just watching that shit in awe.
Did
I was
it make,
wow.
like, and you're supposed to perform in the middle of all this?
No, they did like a wrestling
Okay,
match
I
and
was
then
gonna
music.
And then
That's what you guys need to do for this album, though, is have people wrestling to it. 'Cause
Dude,
like I
yeah.
said, it has this theme behind it. Like you feel like you need to get up and do something.
Oh yeah, dude!
Yeah.
It definitely made me feel like a badass.
Yeah.
Like I felt
Oh,
like
that's
I was
fire.
like, I'm the fucking hero of this fucking story right now.
Yeah.
it's hard to drive.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm like, because you want to floor it and just like, I don't know.
No,
go
yeah,
especially
crazy
when the
low-key.
drums
Don't
kick in.
listen and drive too.
Don't
You
listen
gotta-
to.
We should put
Digital
that
Blue and
label on
Drive.
the album.
Bro,
Don't
dude,
operate
a little
heavy
sticker on the
machinery.
bottom.
We should put that on like our next album, something like on
Like,
the,
don't listen
the
and
cover.
drive.
Yeah,
That'd be
a
fire.
warning.
That's a
Just-
great way to market it too, man.
Low key, they like
really
don't
cool.
argue. I don't know. Something.
You guys will start like a trend of people listening to it and driving, recording themselves, like hitting
Oh,
100.
Dude, no, we've been through that.
That'd be crazy.
Like one
Snapchat.
time. Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, we had when I was making that album, like when I was getting through with the like ambient sections of it towards the end, after all the music was made, I was playing through the Dead Space remake, and I was just like,
Oh yeah.
like I get crazy. Like horror is I love horror, and then survival horror, like video games, like Resident Evil is my favorite. Old Resident Evils, that's my like.
Which
Resident
Resident
Evil
Evil?
2 on GameCube fucked me up.
Oh,
Specifically
man.
that one.
I beat that emulated on my phone in like 2
You
years
played
ago.
on your
That's
phone? What is wrong with you?
bro? On your phone?
You gotta be hyper focused. Like
It's already hard enough to move in those games.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can imagine on your
Yeah,
phone.
so the tank controls too. It was tough at first, but you enjoy it enough. You know, you'll figure it out.
I just have to play the remake for Resident Evil 2. I'll do that.
Dude, the remakes, when all the remakes came out, I pre-ordered them like a couple days early, and then yeah, Resident Evil was my favorite game ever.
When you asked us earlier what we nerd out about, like this dude's a nerd about that type of shit. It's so cool.
Yeah,
bro.
I love
That
games,
shit's
man.
fire.
Same with us too. Like half of the content I consume right now has just been video games.
Nice.
It's been like, and it's not on purpose either. I think just a lot of stuff is coming out. Nostalgia hit with crazy, especially with all the new releases that are gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm right there with you.
I don't play a lot as much as I used to. I haven't picked up a game in months. Last couple, I definitely, I wish I had the energy to, but I just don't have the focus, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I start a game and I'm like, I want to do something else.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I have like on my laptop, I have a bunch of like old classics. I can just pop out anytime. Legend of Zelda is what my next. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I want to play Zelda, but then when I open it and start playing it, I'm not really into it.
Which one though?
I have Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
And then I have it's like the one for the 64. It was a collection. So it has like three of the classic ones. The first three, I think. And then it has the Ocarina.
I can't remember. I can only remember like the color of the cartridge. Like if it
Yeah.
was green or if it was blue or some shit.
The,
Yeah.
I had a 64 when I was younger as well. They had the gold. What was it? Gold cartridge for
I
it.
do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I was like the survival horror is like the ambience, the vibes, all of that is just I love that. I've always felt drawn to that, and I've always wanted to somehow put that in together with music. I remember when I think 20. When did I go to rehab? Do you remember what year that was?
21.
2022,
21,
21, 22.
I went to
around
rehab
Last year?
Yeah, I went to rehab, and then when I was in treatment after rehab, I was in like sober living for a bit. When I was there is when we started. I came up with the name Cleo Adara. I was like having what was it? What is it called? Like post-acute withdrawals still at this time, and I'm just like trying. I don't have anything to make music with either, and as I'm recovering, it's like I don't have the thing that I usually use when I'm like doing bad. So I was just all I could do was just think of ideas and write down ideas. That's all I had. I had FL Mobile, but it's just fucking garbage. I could not fucking
Just on your phone again.
It was just like, and just my workflow, I can't. It's too bulky, too like. I need more freedom to do things. But I called him one night, and I was like,
In a hot tub.
"Yo, Cleo Adara." I don't know. I was just like looping words in my mind, thinking of like, it's just things for like just what it is now, just the image, I guess. And I just came up with the name, and he had the idea of wanting to make it as, to have like a meaning, I guess. And I forgot what it is, but the definitions of what the words are or what it is has something to do with like Cleo or something is. I think that the name Adara is something about like gift or celebration, something like that. But just what those words mean, representing like, us, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I came up with that name. I called him about it, and then he had to think about it for a bit. But then as time went on, it fit right for what we wanted. And as time goes on, we'll make more, I guess, more sense of what that is, the name and such. But I was playing through Dead Space when I was making like the album, the ambient sections for the album, and my bad. I was gonna go on about Killing Floor 2. I don't know if you guys ever played that game. When I came back from treatment after all that, I got Killing Floor 2. I was staying with my dad. I got Killing Floor 2, and the music on there is fucking crazy. It's like you plays like waves of like creatures, zombies, monsters, things like that. I don't know if it's zombies, but they're like that. Yeah. But it's really extreme, really intense first-person shooter, and they play like deathcore and death metal.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like going through fast-paced shooting and shit, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to make some music. You know what I mean? And it was like, we made like some of the stuff for the album, a lot of the imagery I had in my mind was just first-person shooter, survival horror, dark, like horrors beyond our fucking comprehension with a like, you have to kill this thing with a gun. Type stuff.
You can hear it. Well, you guys got the gunshots in the album too. Yeah. But then it does feel like it felt like almost post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And there was like and it kind of goes back into the flow too, because the way that I heard it was like there wasn't like split up into tracks. It was just kind of going straight through.
Yeah.
And it felt like in the beginning, it's like the closest. I don't want to compare it to this, but the only thing I can kind of think of right now is like Quiet Place, where in the beginning, like just shit hit the fan. There's fucking monsters everywhere. There's fucking people dying. You got gunshots. You got a lady screaming. But then towards the end, it gets like I didn't see it coming, but it gets oddly peaceful. Like almost you reach the end of the movie where like, oh, we're safe, whatever. But then there's these last two tracks. I think it's 2 tracks. But it gets intense again, almost as if like, oh, the bad guy's back, and he's about to fuck some shit up, and you're like, oh, things aren't good, and then there's going to be like a second movie.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of how I like ended it. Toward the end. Like, that's pretty on track with how I was thinking with it.
See,
like the flow of it.
Yeah, same.
And I wanted it to make it that way when people listen to it. It's like, it's 2 tracks. Last 2 tracks. But it's like 3 different sections, kind of.
Yeah.
The last song is like 2 different. It's like it starts off with a beat, and then it has like the drums and stuff. But it was. I wanted to make something that could lead off into the next thing that we want to do, and I've already been kind of putting ideas down for what we want the next stuff to be like, and it's with this much clarity and with the album being done and just waiting on it now. I'm just so much more excited for this next thing, and I'm just like. I'm bored of this first album right now, dude. Like, because it's like the
It's gonna come
ideas-
out. You guys haven't even performed it yet. He's like, I'm bored. I'm ready for the
That's
next
how
one.
it works.
Yeah.
You listen to those demos over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You just you like them and you're like, I don't know. I have a problem with being my favorite artist. Like I don't know about like I'll listen to other things that come out and stuff, but like I know what I make I'm really, really happy about. So I'll listen to myself. Which is really egotistical and shitty. And
No, I think it should be normal.
It's that Gambino mindset when he's talking about when he was doing stand up and he had that. He's talking about going to pick up his friend and he's listening to that first album. And she's like, "Is this you?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You listen to yourself?" He's like, "Yeah. Why wouldn't I?" And then he goes into a joke. He's like, "You don't make fun of a Subway worker making sandwiches at home." You know,
valid. I guess
For me, it's like
yeah.
I like what we want Cleo to be. We want to like jam, have practices with like the whole setup that we want, that we're dreaming of. But right now we're not there, so it's like I can jam and listen to my stuff as if I'm jamming an instrument.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm listening to it as the person who made it, like in like as like remembering every little bit and piece of the song and all the words, making sure just reciting it in my head, making sure I'm not spacing any words.
Yeah.
Just so I know like when I'm ready for live, it's like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think it should be normalized to like make like you guys are making music because you guys genuinely enjoy the music. So it's like of course you would listen to something that you made that you like.
Yeah.
Instead of like kind of wanting it just to be for like other people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you have to make music. I mean, I can say this in any space I do make music. It's not for anyone. It's just like I like it.
Yeah.
That's like kind of the other risk factor with this band particularly because it's like I don't know if everyone's cup of tea is going to be filled with this. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't know. Not a lot of people like to listen to just.
I'd say it's niche. I would say,
Yeah.
but at the same time, when we're listening to it, I was just like, when the right ears hear it, they will be appreciated. For sure. Because
that's like the whole point. Like that's like where I guess not even a risk, but more of just like how I see music in general. Is just like you got to do it for yourself.
Yeah,
and you know, stay true to like your roots and like where you came from musically and all that. So
because it's gonna happen anywhere. Even if you make like a fucking pop hit, there's gonna be guys that are like, I hate this. Like, it's gonna happen no matter what.
It'll happen regardless.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you put yourself into a niche, it's gonna be more frequent. But as long as you're, the whole point being true to your sound and what you like.
And it's gonna bring in like the right community too, right?
Yeah.
So because I also want to ask like two-part question, like with the or not even two-part question, one comment and then a question. But just I can't wait for you guys to have like the live show because hearing this live, I can't even imagine it. So the way if you guys like pull it off, that'd be like so fucking sick. But also like
bless you.
I guess would you guys ever think about kind of putting a visual to it? Like
that's
like,
the whole
Is that
that's
what you guys want to do?
Yeah, we have these like string of reels that we've been sitting on because we have to market the fucking thing.
Yeah,
like which sucks. But we have like kind of
I'm glad you say that.
I thought you said why'd you say that? Because
I'm glad you said it
it's fucking
'cause
embarrassing.
Sucks.
Marketing does fucking suck, dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
I know, but especially like something niche, you know, you got to kind of try to market it towards people like that, and you know, whatever. But anyway, we have these like string of reels that kind of like are getting there. You know what I mean? Like we have these ideas for like what we want to do visually, and even future wise, you know, like music videos and you know whatever other endeavors. Cleo Adara is gonna have.
Almost did that
They
earlier.
both start with C, so
That's like another thing. Is like the dun dun like Club Monk. Like I don't know. I do that shit a lot, and it's my brain's really weird. But,
it's okay. It happens.
With Cleo, you know, I'm sure it's gonna be more than just music at some point. Because visually, there's more ideas. Like even like fucking short films or something. Like you know, because even like the album plays out like a fucking movie. So it's like
really
why not
does.
make it something like that at some point in time?
Yeah, I want to get into doing like short horror films type things with
Type
just like under the
shit.
Cleo brand. You know? And, the Cleo name and having just different visuals from just different things, different styles, different whatever we're feeling. And me and Tanis have been like looking at this thing called Touch Designer. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. We're still I don't really understand what it is entirely, but I understand that it's like you can program visuals to occur through physical
Yeah.
inputs, and that's something that like we've talked about wanting to get and then utilizing for Cleo in some way. Yeah, the visual stuff is a whole big part of it that like I want to get more into as much as just making the music itself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very deserving though of like needing visuals for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it doesn't work for a lot of people to hear something and then visualize it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for us, it was like this is something we love to do. Like I love to listen to music and like close my eyes and really just think about what's going on. Like
That's what really makes
create
it
our
fun,
own narratives with the music. You know, that's why I was like the very first song I'm thinking like I'm racing. And then then the second song is like I got out of the car and then like I'm getting ready to like start a fight or like go fight or do something.
It's,
You know?
it's the drums. Every time the drums
Yeah.
is like
It switches,
really
you know,
fast, yeah.
and your
Yeah.
mind is like, because once again, it's like we have the unreleased version, right? We have, well, and so it hasn't is, and when we're listening to it, we listen to it all the way through.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what track names. I don't know what's because I
Yep.
just had to listen to it all the way
Just
through.
one
Yeah.
piece.
It's just
Yeah.
one piece. So for
Yeah.
me, it felt like an
really cool.
entire like anime episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's very- yeah,
right. That's what
man,
it feels
yeah.
like. It's 26 minutes
100%,
straight
very
through.
accurate.
Like you feel like you had the ups and downs with it. You really went through this narrative that you guys created visually through sound, though.
Well, can we talk about the cassette?
Yeah,
Oh.
we're making it.
So we're making
tape.
it like cassette tape wise.
Oh,
But
sick.
that'll kind of be like the same idea where you listen to it the whole way through,
Yeah.
like just pop it
And
in.
that's what that audio is from. That's
Yeah.
That audio is what I sent to.
we took it off streaming because we. Right?
really?
Isn't that what
No,
you
I
did?
didn't end up doing that.
Oh, okay.
I ended up
For
leaving
sure.
it there. So what we had the idea. I had the idea a few weeks ago to take it down. The album was already up there. I needed to take it down and then re-upload it as
The cassette
tape,
mix.
the tape versions. But
That'd be so sick.
it was
honestly.
we decided to just go through with uploading a tape playthrough on YouTube or Spotify as well. So we have the album. You can go through individual songs as is, a
That's
digital
sick,
version, and then have the tape version available.
Yeah.
Because we had
The way you guys experienced it, just
Yeah.
like as one piece.
Oh, dude, I think it was the best way because I like listening to like albums all the way through. But there's a very few where I'm like, okay, I liked every song. Like with the
Yeah.
album that I talked about before, 2 Stars in the Dream Please. That is an album I will listen to front to back, and then like
You kind of can't click
Yeah.
songs on that
like you
album.
can, but then like it's the whole experience together makes kind of really the whole album. And I'm telling you guys this, and I mean it 100% truthfully. This album was like the closest thing that got me to that feeling again. Because even like all the other albums that we listen to, I'm like, oh, I like this song, I like this song. This one's like a whole fucking experience.
Yeah.
So to listen to it like on a cassette tape would be honestly so sick.
Yeah, I'm really
Appreciate
excited.
that.
They come in on Wednesday. I think we get them.
Really?
So we're gonna figure out how we're gonna do with them. How we're gonna sell them, I guess. Or
Was it kind of a pain to get them manufactured?
No,
No.
I have a friend. So Tanis, one of her friends.
I have a friend.
friend.
Tanis' best friend. I was thinking if it's like okay, mention him. But I think he'll be fine with it. I'm working on he's another producer guy.
Uh-huh.
He lives in Canada. His name is Empty Sentiment on everything, everywhere. He's the one who got the tapes ready for me. He told me that he makes them and that he could help me out with getting those if I wanted them. So I had it in the back of my head, but prior, and he brought it to my attention, and so I was like, okay, let's do that. That'd be cool.
That'd be so sick. I want
Shout
one.
out Tanis too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's crazy because like now like music is like full circle. Like it went digital for a while. Everyone's just trying to listen to music, Spotify and everything. But now
Vinyl.
Yeah.
vinyls are popping
Yeah.
again. But the novelty of music is back, right? Having a
Yeah.
physical copy of anything, it's just whether they're listening to it or not. Now people are wanting that stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
just to
a
have it.
perfect time to just go about it because
Yeah.
you don't know where it's gonna take you guys, right? So you just gotta just throw it out there and just see what happens and see if this is something that you guys can keep continuing with, or hey, you tried something that you thought it was dope. It's a really fire ass idea. I have a little Tekka fucking cassette tape.
Yeah. A little
And
Tekka.
little Tekka.
Yeah.
It's the funniest shit ever. Is when he came to YouTube.
themed tape.
Yeah.
Tape?
So he released tapes for
Oh.
it for his album, or not the album, for his mixtape, and then someone bought it for me, and then I was like, what the fuck, a little Tekka fucking cassette?
I thought you were saying like a tape player,
No,
little Tekka theme. Little Tekka theme.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
A little Tekka tape player.
Yeah. That would actually be funny.
That's what I was. Yeah.
A Walkman.
So we're coming towards the end of the podcast. This is where we open up the floor, questions or anything you guys want to go over, especially with the album coming up. You guys got any plans? This is the perfect time to shout out everything that's going to be happening here.
Damn, we yapped the whole
7th.
time. Yeah. I don't know. We already kind of mentioned it, the cassette
We have the cassette. We need to get some like CDs done.
shows.
Shows, and we're planning shows this year. Getting gear that we need. We have this year we're trying to get another EP done and out, just to have for the same 2 releases this year. Have this 10-track and then have like another 5 or 6 track EP under the Cleo name. We have under my stuff. I have another like EP album coming out with that producer I mentioned, Empty Sentiment. We're not sure when that's going to be ready, but that'll be done in like we're like more than halfway done with that. Going by quick. Aside from that, just more shows. We're trying to book shows, get visuals done, do what we can for just Cleo.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I have a question. How are you juggling between the 2 groups and then having personal? Because like you guys did 2 shows in December, and then you guys did another show. Like, how are you?
So we had this show. Wasn't it the same day?
Oh,
Yeah.
We had a show the same day, I think.
Yeah.
We played what was the one that we did? For some reason, we played at like 5.
Yeah.
Like Club Mungo did. And then that day was Backyard 3. And I booked it over to his show, our
Damn.
show.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know. Because I also have the solo stuff too. Like, I'm juggling it all. Like I said, before we started filming, I've been very jobless. So I don't want a job. But no. Jokes aside, I had a decent amount of time to like contribute enough time to both projects or whatever. Obviously, Mungo's in our little quiet season, so we're still just hiding under the rock. But yeah, I don't know. It all kind of just works out.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just timing, just
Yeah, because like after you release an album, it's just kind of you're back in square one.
Yeah.
And just luckily for me, the projects ended up being like square one to 100, while the other one kind of faded out and did the same thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very natural. I feel like I'm not forcing anything, which is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Because now this one's wrapping up and it's time to do more shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is how I see it.
Which is tight, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like staying busy. I like having things to look forward to, and I'm what do you call it? Blessed to have, I guess, all these things happening in my life. So yeah.
So that's a stupid question. Can I drink this water?
Oh yeah. That's
Dude,
for you.
yeah, that's for you, bro.
Thank
What
you,
the
dude.
hell?
I had to
sitting
pee the
right here.
whole time.
Dude, me right now too. I've been holding it in.
I have this half-gallon jug. Do you guys know what 75 hard is?
Oh yeah.
I don't.
It's when
So
you
straight
take a
up-
boner pill every day for 75 days. No, I'm just kidding.
I was
He's
like,
hard
bro.
for 75 days.
Yeah, you're hard
He's
for
actually
75
I was
still
like,
hard
why?
right now.
No.
I'm
That's
sure
why
your
he's so
circulation
horny.
is just fine.
Yeah, that's why I'm horny.
But you can't do anything about it. You just got to be hard.
No. 75 hard is like a workout thing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like whatever. For 75 days, you like do workouts or whatever. But the goal is you drink a gallon of water every day.
Okay.
But like my body isn't used to a gallon of water a day.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know. That's kind of supposed to be normal, but it's not. People don't drink enough water.
It's a lot of water.
But yeah, I have to piss.
No. As you guys can see, I had a fat old beard. This is every Monday, man.
Yeah.
Every month. I actually have to go and pick them up for him just to make sure he's happy to be on the podcast because I can't afford to pay him right now.
Gotta make it worth it.
Yeah, that's cool. I love being here. I get a free beer every time.
Nice.
The
See,
more expensive,
exactly.
yeah.
It works out.
What are y'all doing?
What are we doing?
Let's
guys
flip the
been up
fucking
to?
script.
Oh,
What
you said
are you guys
wow.
up to?
You said y'all guys
every
have
Monday I'm doing this.
Every Monday.
Yeah, you said
You go
guys-
first. You go first.
Honestly, I'm just trying to build out our year. I'm transitioning into a new content phase right now. Like the podcast is cool. I love doing it, but I feel like
You've been vlogging.
I did the vlog
Yes.
stuff. I actually haven't even released Camp Vlog now.
Damn.
That,
I know,
that's
man.
back in
Bro.
November. dude.
work on
Never
that.
really. It's a lost tape now.
Yeah, now everything's a loss. I still got Japan footage from 2023.
crazy, dude.
But and I'm just trying to figure out different things and different avenues of where I want to transition off the menu podcast. Because I feel like we've talked about some in recent episodes where I don't think at the end of the year we're going to be doing the podcast for much longer. And that will all conclude when we get there, right? So
Yeah,
right now, at this point in time, I feel like I'm trying to transition the podcast into something else. So
Yeah.
Right.
we're doing a new segment. It's called Off the Menu, On the Menu, where reoccurring guests or guests that have been on the podcast will take us to their favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
Go catch up over food, but be able to promote local businesses as well.
That's actually
so
fires.
and it's also a catch up. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna do a whole Club Mungo one where I'll still follow you guys. We get Darian here if that happens. But if we can get stuff like that, that's where I want to transition. I want to be able to still promote stuff in the city, still talk to people, have guests on, but more short form.
Yeah.
And then have and also just have food. Like you went to our house when I made food that day.
Oh, the
wings?
Well, yeah.
No,
no,
the sausages.
The sausages. It
You
wasn't
guys
wings.
Oh,
you got the
psychok? Yeah,
I made,
yeah.
I made
Shit's
wings for the other
fire.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sausages, yeah.
Sounds like an incredible idea.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
And so I'm going to get to working on that here soon.
There's actually so many local spots we could shout out.
So
Exactly.
many. There's a
That's
lot.
actually
Dude,
gas.
it's like you hear all these foodie guys, right? You see all of them. Most of them are not even from Utah. They just knew Utah was a fire spot to come, pick these restaurants and do
Yeah.
it. And they got the content for it.
Open market, man.
But now it's like, okay, let's do local stuff. Let's take locals to a local restaurant or wherever, mom and pop shops, and just have a good conversation over some good food.
Yeah.
And what your idea brings different is that it's a little bit more long form instead of the short form content that a lot of the food content has become. And plus just get to catch up with all homies because we have not had very many returning guests.
Yeah.
You're like one of the few only returning guests. Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. We're happy to have you.
Is it because it's hard to get people back around, or
No, we we've had a lot of people on. So it's kind of hard to have kind of set up the
we're
return.
episode what right now?
132.
132.
132.
Yeah.
So I mean, that means you had to.
Our 2 years
132
comes
episodes.
up here in April, so we actually did a whole 2 years work because 52 episodes, right? Most average podcasts once a week, 52 episodes, right?
Yeah.
We did 100 in a year, so we were doing 2 a week for like a whole year, and that really burnt us out. And then now we're just doing 1 and just playing around with it. But yeah, our 2 years is here in April, and I really wanted to bring something new to the table.
I'll go short because for me it was like I said before, I took kind of a break off of all things design. I was doing design for more about nothing, even personal stuff. Like I was just always designing something or drawing something. Now I took a break from it just because I feel like I physically just needed it.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of video games, which I feel like is a healthy thing. A lot of movies. I do have projects set up for this year, but I think now it's kind of like the season's okay, how we got to execute. Whether it's even making more clothes, just very small volume stuff, or these guys have been pushing me to do a short film because I've been writing a short film, but the actual execution, scheduling, shooting, and everything I've never done before, but I've always wanted to do. So that's the biggest thing this year. But we're it's written, but it's just my ass. Let's get this shit filmed. God,
If you need
is the
an
goal.
actor,
Oh, I have.
This is a model right here.
He is very handsome. So I was thinking that the entire time. But I actually don't have somebody
The entire time.
in that spot yet. So maybe
75 hard the entire time.
75 hard, baby. Let get that shit tatted.
yeah, no, yeah.
Let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
shit.
it.
I'm happy for y'all. That
Thank
y'all
you,
got
thank you.
shit
We're
going
happy
on.
for you guys, man.
thank you.
I can't wait until it gets released to the public.
Yes.
'Cause
Thank
I
you.
I really
Wait.
enjoyed it.
Because they're not gonna be able to hear it yet once this comes out, right? Oh, okay.
So you guys,
So y'all gotta
make sure
fucking
you guys
wait. Y'all gonna be
Yeah.
like aliens. fucking
go and
walk
check
through.
everything out in the description below. Make sure you guys are following them for updates because March 7th is going to come right around the corner and you're going to be like, oh, fuck, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
real shit.
And we're going to be promoting it as well. So make sure you guys check it out. We are going to end it off with the ending segment, Chef Special. You've done one before, just free advice to the viewers. You don't have to do another one unless you want to.
Or you
can
can
share a
always
recipe,
thought of this
I don't know.
answer,
Yeah.
but I just can't. So,
Or-
but anyway, you take the
Yeah, so we'll have you
What's
do
up?
it. So free advice to the viewers, something that
Free
you've
game,
taken in
bro.
life
Yes.
and you just really hold on to it.
The biggest lesson I feel like that I've learned in my life is forgiveness. Radical forgiveness. End of the day, just we're only human. People fuck up. We all have problems. We all make mistakes. Don't let that get in the way of love.
Yeah.
Whether that's relationship, family, friends. That's so important. Forgive your people. We all fuck up. We all get we all fall. Be there for your people. Forgive them for the shit that they did. You know what I mean? That's like, I learned that from my grandparents. It's just not like just seeing them. They were together like their whole since they were old. My grandma's still here. My grandpa, he passed away. But hearing like my grandma, the way she talked about him in like stories, yeah. The forgiveness is the thing. That's what makes long-term relationships and friendships. You know?
Yeah, no, that's true. Like it's you have to be very understanding to really to forgive, but also learn how to forget. Because a lot of people hold on to things and it really just gets in the way, and that's where turmoil is created. And now you no longer want to forgive, right? It's be the bigger person. Be out there, really forgive the people that you love, because you don't want to end those relationships.
Yeah, forgiveness and letting things go.
But thank you guys for joining us here. Cleo,
Wait, Devin, you don't
Adara.
got one?
Nah.
Come on.
Okay, favorite set from Camp Flogna.
Oh damn. Low key Omar Apollo.
Oh,
That shit was
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He
No,
was like,
Joseph said you like that one
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, Omar for sure. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. But yeah, no, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, Omar. That's my answer.
Thank you guys for having us.
Of
Yeah,
course,
I
of
appreciate
course.
you. Thank you so much.
That is episode 132 Off the Menu Podcast. Make sure you guys check out Cleo Adara, March 7th. Follow everything in the description below for updates. Peace out, y'all.
What does P say? Be beautiful, be proper, stay stupid, baby. Hell yeah.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.